All right, I'm going to demonstrate how to plant a fruit tree in deep wood chip mulch. We have our fruit tree in a 1 gallon pot right here. This is where it's going to be planted, so I'm going to set it aside a few feet out of the way. I'm going to take my hard rake and rake the wood chips back down to the soil level, because we want to plant into the soil, not into the wood chips. And I usually clear a square of soil free, at least as wide as the tines of the hard rake, but often wider to give it a little more room. You want the hole to be at least twice as big as your pot, but a lot of times these trees are root bound in their pots, so gotta go a little wider, a little bigger. There's still some grass here under the wood chips, but that's okay. Next, I'm going to take out my tree from the pot. I'm going to hold it right here with my hand and remove the pot, dumping off the wood chips on top that are used as mulch. And all these roots that are growing around need to be going out instead of around. When they grow in the pot, they just circle the pot. And so we're going to take the roots and gently tease them loose. We don't need to get rid of all of the soil. We're just trying to loosen these roots here so that they grow outwards instead of around. And this is actually pretty good. This tree is not super root bound. This is a medlar. But just get it so it's loose. Roots look good. The rest of the soil is intact. I'm gonna lay it down. I'm gonna grab tarp. Plastic tarp. We're gonna dig the soil from the hole onto this so it doesn't mix in with the wood chips. Starting at the edge of the hole, down, pry the soil loose, around the edges, making a nice big hole. And for this tree, we don't have to have a very big hole, but if the roots were longer and extended outwards more, we'd have to have a bigger hole because we want the roots to have full ability to spread and not hit the sides of the hole if they're growing out. Okay, so now they're at this depth. We're going to make sure that this soil level is the same as the soil level here. So we don't want to plant it too low, we don't want to plant it too high, we want to get it to match. And we have to make sure that two things happen. One, the root flare here is buried. We also want to make sure that the graft union, which is right here, is at least 2 inches above the soil level, so it's not getting buried. Another thing to consider is this little circle here on top. That's the end of the rootstock, and the scion wood was grafted onto it right here. This needs to face north, so that way is south, that way is north. We're going to rotate the tree so the little circle faces north. So when it goes in, it's going to go like this. I'm going to remove the stake. I'm gonna adjust the level of the soil in here so that it's nice and loose, but it's also gonna ensure that the tree is at the right height in the hole. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as close to perfect as you can get it is important. Let's see, so this soil level here, that's about the same. You can even take a straight stick or you can take a shovel and lay it across your hole. But I think that's pretty good right there. We're gonna face it north. And when you set your tree down, if you have really long roots that are extending outwards like this, you can take some soil and tack them down so they stay there, so they don't try to go back around in the circle that they were growing in initially in the pot. So you can take a little bit of soil, tack those roots down, make sure they continue to grow outwards. And then with all this soil, I'm going to backfill, making sure that as I backfill, the tree is vertical. So not that no leaning over. We have to be vertical. And we want to make sure that any of these really dense grass roots don't go in the hole, they go on top of the hole. Okay, as we're going in, we're going to gently tamp down the soil, making sure the tree stays upright in the hole. And this has to be upright. We don't worry about this floppy part on top, just the base being upright is important. Take this, plug it back in. Start really pressing it down. We don't have to go super, super tight, but the tree has to, in the hole, has to withstand the tug test. If you tug on it, tugging upwards, it doesn't go anywhere. So if you can pull it out by pulling on it, then it's not compact enough. We can take all these grass roots and we can lay them on top of the soil. They'll decompose in place, creating a bit of mulch and insulating the soil and the roots. So we've got our graft union facing north. We have at least 2 inches of rootstock sticking up above the soil before the graft union happens. And then we're going to take all these woodchips that we raked away and push them back into the soil around the tree, all the way around. And once we do that, we got this nice 3-4 inches of woodchip here. We're going to go back in the middle and clear a little donut hole around the tree, just a little donut hole. And we don't want the soil exposed here, so we take a little bit of wood chips and just sprinkle them around so that there's no bare soil. And then we would water this in. We would water it at least a gallon of water, enough so that the soil saturates. Any air pockets that are in the soil around here get collapsed by the water that's infiltrating, and then your tree's good to go. Another thing you can do, you want to make a cut. This is a medlar, and we want this to be open center. We don't want it growing straight up like a Christmas tree. We want it growing in an open base. So we have this nice open center. What we would do is we'd go knee height or maybe a little higher, just snip off the top, just a 45-degree angle, about a centimeter above a bud. So I'd snip it off right here, and then it would encourage branching outward. And that's how you plant a tree.